the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's Arsenal versus Newcastle United warm-up show. Tonight I'm joined by John as well. How are you, John?
Good evening to you, Tony. Sorry about the delay, mate. It's just PC again, but it's working good now. So it's all good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Back to work after 10 days off. Probably like a lot of people as well. And yeah, back to normality again, isn't it? And now the festive holiday season's over. At least the normal days are back now, and you can keep track of what day is what. Because with these holidays, you can't keep track, can you? It's like, is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? But at least we know it's Tuesday today, so that's great to know. So guys, before we get into the video, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel up the search settings and makes it found more easily as well, and helps on the algorithms. So I've currently got 9 on at the moment, or 10 now, sorry. If you all like to smash that like button, if you do it either now or on your way out, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. And also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Also helps the channel grow. And also the bell notification will tell you when I've got a live show, a pre-recorded, or any upcoming shows. Currently sitting on 223 subscribers at the moment. Had a couple of Arsenal fans have now subscribed to the channel. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. See where I get to by the end of the month. I might hit that 250 by the end of January. Who knows? But we'll go into some comments first, because I can see the comments are flying in. So without further ado, let's get the comments. Troll says, evening all. Evening, Trolls. Hope you're well. Davey says, evening all. Evening to you as well, Davey. Hope you're very well, mate. And people talking to each other there. Alan says, evening, Tony. Yeah, and John's here as well, Alan. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you very much. Troll says, please no put on the field or anywhere near the bench. Isak is fit again. Woohoo. Yeah, we'll come to that in a moment. Troll saying, evening, John. Davey says, evening, John.
We got Davey. How are you doing?
Trolls, nervous as hell for this match, to be honest. I wouldn't be nervous, Trolls, because I'll tell you why. Arsenal fans are nervous as well. They're worried. Ian says, evening, Tony and John. Evening to you as well, Ian. I mean, I was on 2 podcasts yesterday, 2 Arsenal podcasts.
Which ones were they, Tony?
Sorry?
Which ones were they?
I went on Luca.
Yeah.
And he had another guy on with him. Luca was confident about this game, but the other guy's like, oh no, I'm worried about Newcastle United. And then I was on Danny AF TV as well, so yeah. But it's nice to get back to my normal channel, back to normality. Davey says, me too. Why not go out and win? Absolutely. I'm going down for a draw, but you know, who says we can't win it? Alan says, evening, John. I missed a couple of your streams, John. Internet problems.
Sorry, Alan, mate. I'm here.
Ian says, would have been confident if we are playing at home. Score draw for me. Yeah, I think 1-1 as well. Luke says, evening, Tony and John. Evening to you as well, Luke. Yeah, guys. So before we go into the match and what have you. So yeah, some breaking news come out today. Yeah. This guy, Alexander Isak, is in now full training. And according to reports, they're hoping Eddie Howe can use him on Saturday in the cup game against Sheffield Wednesday, which, to be fair, would be a great run out for him to get him some minutes under his belt. So, yeah, we wait and see with that one. Just because we're playing Arsenal, we don't have to be nervous because we're a better team this time around. We're a bit different team from what Arsenal played us last season at the Emirates when they beat us 2-0. And remember, that was Eddie's first time of standing on the touchline for us as well because he had COVID, so he couldn't stand in against Brentford. But it's a totally different team now. Arsenal found that out when they come to St James's Park. So don't panic, guys. Don't panic. Honestly, in Eddie we trust, and we trust him a hell of a lot because that guy is probably one of the best managers we've ever had. He could probably turn out to be the best manager we've had. There's been a report out today as rumours as well. Obviously, transfer rumours are going around as well. That we're looking at Yuri Tillemans. Apparently, we really are going all out to try and get Tillemans in. If that happens, I think that'll be a cracking signing in my eyes. So if this guy comes in, I mean, it's not going to cost a lot. And obviously, Dubravka's back, and Leicester are looking for 2-5. I know, but there could be a deal to be done there. Also, apparently, Eddie Howe doesn't just want Tillemans, though. He wants this guy as well, Caicedo from Brighton. So if reports are to be believed, by the way, and I just say believed because I never like to take notice of whether they're true or not, but I always like to just put out there. If I've seen something, I'll put out there, let you see it. And I always say it's a rumour until that guy's standing there with a black and white shirt on and a scarf above his head. But yeah, he's a good player, Caicedo. I'll take him. I mean, John, your thoughts on that?
Voice Caicedo, excuse me, good evening, Tony, again. Good evening to the chat as well. I know we're having a good day. Moise Caicedo is a very interesting one. That guy probably worth between 70 and 80 million quid. That's a transfer market value, by the way. I tell you what, if we do get him, then that will be one hell of a signing because we all know what he's all about. I think he's Brighton's best player, alongside Alexis McAllister as well. I would love to have both, by the way. But Caicedo, I tell you something now, right? I mean, if he's available, Brighton are a selling club. We know that, right? But Brighton are tough sellers. I mean, their chief executive, I think it's I can't remember his name. Is it Phil Barber, the chief exec? He's a tough negotiator. Right? Brighton don't need the money, but if the money is right, and they think they need that money, and yeah, they will sell. It's as simple as that. Yeah. But for me, personally, if you had a choice between Caicedo and McAllister, I'd take McAllister because he's a World Cup winner. They're both fantastic players, but McAllister's for another time. But Caicedo, I'll take him. Will Brighton sell this January? I don't think they will, to be honest with you. I think they want to keep this guy until the summer because I know for a fact Caicedo wants to play at a higher level. He wants to play for a bigger team. No disrespect to Brighton. Brighton are a cracking football club. They really are. And they got a wonderful manager with Roberto De Zerbi as well. I love that manager. And you know what? If he's available in future years, I'd take the guy. I really would because he plays cracking football. Do you know what I mean? But Caicedo, very interesting signing. If he's available, we should be all over this guy because he is the right age. He's a good player. He scores, creates as well, and can tackle. He's a complete midfielder as well. And we also watched him at Ecuador. He's Ecuadorian international, and you know what he's all about. But Yuri Tillemans, I mean, if he came to Newcastle, then hey ho, I think I'd take him as well. I'm not going to judge for his Leicester performance. Yes, he's well known as he's a lazy player. I've noticed that as well because he was not in the game against us on Boxing Day. But I'll judge him for Newcastle. And I think at a football club at Newcastle, you've got to perform week in and week out. And if you don't perform week in and week out, you're going to get found out. And I hope if Tillemans does comes, he'll find out. And we're going to let him know about it.
Yeah. I mean, It's just a great signing if he comes in. Do you know what I mean, John? We look forward to it. It's just great to have a transfer window where we can look at players who are linked with, and whoever comes in will do a job. And I mean, I know you say about Tillemans can go missing, but remember what Eddie Howe does to players and what he can do to players as well. So, Eddie Howe will iron anything out of Tillemans. So if Tillemans isn't up to scratch at the time, Eddie Howe will make sure he is up to scratch and make sure he plays well. So, Eddie's got that in him. He can get that extra 20 or 30% out of him. Well, guys, before we go anywhere, the team news is in.
I'll just say now.
I did say I would like to see Longstaff left out as well. It's not happened though, guys. The team news, it's Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno, Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, Miggy Almiron, Joe Linton, and Callum Wilson. And your substitutes, number 1, Martin Dubravka, Lascelles, Sant Maximin, Richie, Lewis, Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, and Anderson. That completes your substitute lineup. So Martin Dubravka, guys, is on the bench. I mean, is that a shock to see that this guy is on the bench? I mean, we didn't even think that would have happened. I mean, that's a shame for Carl Darlow not being on the bench. This guy's come back from Man U and he's walked back into the bench. I mean, John, are you surprised Dubravka's on that bench?
Unless Darlow's got an injury of some sort, right, then I could understand why they brought him back. But I'm very shocked to see Dubravka on that bench as well. I really, really am. Now, I haven't got a problem with Dubravka coming back as long, and I will say this now, as long as he doesn't soak, as long as he doesn't upset the apple cart, that's fine. But I still think he'll be away in January if Leicester wants him. Apparently, they want him in to get him signed up as well because he's been linked to the club as well. But I'll look at the team. I think I agree with you, Tony. Sean Longstaff should be dropped because I've noticed he plays the ball sideways, backwards, right? And when he does that, our fans are gasping, And that chance he had in the second half was appalling, absolutely appalling. I know he's a young player, but I don't want to have a go at him. I don't want to cuss him out. I'm not tapping on him yet, but I tell you something, right? I mean, it's misses like that's going to cost us games. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to back this guy. I'll rug back him, because I'm going to back Eddie Howe. No problems about it at all whatsoever. But Sean Longstaff, for me, and I said this numerous of times now, and I'm going to keep saying something blue in my face, he's not going to get us a title. He's not going to get us the top 4, Is he world class? No, he's not. He is just a good player. He's a good player, but for me, he's a squad player. And I hope we do get a midfielder in. Someone like Moise Caicedo, someone like a Youri Tillemans, or someone like a James Maddison. Any two or three, I'd take. But the team speaks for itself as 4-3-3. Eddie's not going to change it at all whatsoever. It's great to see Callum back in as well. That's no problems at all. Joe's going to play on the left-hand side, Miga on the right. But at the end of the day, I'm gutted for ASM because I'm beginning to wonder now, Tony, does Eddie Howe really fancy ASM?
Well, that's what you're sort of thinking because, I mean, he's fit now, isn't he? So he should be in that starting lineup. But I don't know, John. It's a one we'll just have to watch with interest, I've got the Arsenal team here as well. So here we go, guys. There's the Arsenal side for tonight as well. So it's Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Nketiah. That is your starting lineup for Arsenal. And the substitutes are Turner, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Holding, Lokonga, El Neni, Marquinhos, Vieira, and Butler, Oidije. So there you go. That's your start. That's your substitutes as well. So that's Arsenal's lineup. I mean, you look at that lineup and you think, in recent weeks, the defence hasn't been that solid, has it? I mean, Saliba's lost it a little bit, hasn't he? So's Gabriel. So we can get at them. And that's why I think Arsenal fans are a bit worried because they know we can get their defence. And I know on the podcast when I was on last night, the Arsenal one, they were wanting Tierney back in the side. Well, obviously he's not; he's on the bench. So, I mean, they've got Zinchenko, who I rate really highly. I really like him. I wish we had got him. To be honest with you, John. I think he's a tremendous left back. But yeah, I mean, does that team worry you, John?
I tell you what, the midfield would be. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Partey, that guy, he is back to his very, very best. I always rated this guy. He is absolutely fantastic. One of the best CDMs in the country for me. Xhaka, he's the new guy. Xhaka, he's back to his best. And yes, he had his ups and downs, but he is back to his best as well as Xhaka. And Saka, I mean, in future, give it 3 or 4 years. I would love to see Saka at Newcastle. So, Lottie, if you're watching this channel, and I'd love to see Saka in that team. You know what it is, Tony, right? It's not because he's a Newcastle fan, but I tell you something that if he's available, we should be over this guy. And whatever much it takes to get this guy, go and get Saka. Because this guy, he's gonna be the best winger in the world for me, and he just gets better and better and better. But the key man for me tonight is not going to be Martinelli. It's not going to be Saka. It's not going to be Partey. It's going to be Odegaard. This guy, I don't know if you see the show last week. I don't know if you have done, but we had Andy and Lottie, and they're raving about this guy. He is absolutely magnificent. His passing ability is great. His dribbling is fantastic. And you know what? It's not hard to see why he's Arsenal's captain. Do you know what I mean? But Odegaard, what a player. And I believe he's got a special clause in his contract so Real Madrid can buy him back. But let me tell you something, right? This guy, he is going to be someone else to need. We got to close him down, Tony. If you allow him to dictate the game, they could hurt us big style. And Ketia, I'm not worried about him, by the way. Let's be fair. Look, he'll come good. And Ketia will come good, but they need a world-class striker if Arsenal are going to go far in the future. They need an A-lister. And I'm sure they need to get someone in the summer. But Mikel Arteta, everyone's having a go at him. They're ordering him out of the club. What has he done? You got to say the 3 words. Trust the process. And I've been saying that as well. Under Steve Bruce, trust the process. And I got slated for it because at the end of the day, right, I get ripped apart. And I'm still waiting for an apology, Tony, from this last. Who's 18-year-old, told us to F off online last season. We got beat at Everton, right? And eventually, she sent us a DM, and she said I was right.
Yeah. I mean, the Premier League have put out a tweet today as well. Basically, they said 2022, what a year for Eddie Howe. And that's from the Premier League. And this is it. There's the picture from the tweet. So it tells you there, Eddie Howe, 21 wins from an English manager in 1 calendar year. There you go, guys. That's how much Eddie Howe's improved. Yes, there is some stupid comments on there from people saying, oh, well, what do you expect with money? I'm sorry, but it's not just down to the fact we've spent on players. But the players we've brought in are Premier League experience, except for likes of Bruno and Botman. But the thing is, he's brought Premier League experienced players in. We haven't gone out and spent stupid money. And Isak as well, sorry, I forgot to mention. But, I mean, when you think we spent 12 million on Trippier, Premier League experience. 12 million on Dan Burn, Premier League experience. Matt Target come on loan and turned his move permanent, Premier League experience. Chris Wood, 25 million. Yeah, we know he's not the best striker, but he costs, Premier League experience again. Joe Linton couldn't hit a barn door, looked a £40 million flop. Now he looks like a world beater in midfield. Mickey Almiron had that good half season under Benitez, fell apart for 2 years under Cabbagehead because Cabbagehead made him run around like a headless chicken, basically. Eddie Howe's improved his game. World class. We need to tie him down now. He's only got 18 months left on his deal, and I'm sure we'll tie him down. It just shows you how Eddie improves these players. Botman, Chelsea fans were slating us. I don't know why you've bought Botman for. He was crap in the Champions League. Yeah, he might have been, but also you got to look at the rest of the Lille team, not just Sven Botman. He's got a defensive partner as well, Jose Font. So you got to look at them as well. Botman, world class. He's been absolutely brilliant. Nick Pope's come into the club, 10 million. Some people looked at us and thought, why have you bought Nick Pope? class keeper, international for £10 million. It's a no-brainer. This guy has done really well. And I said on an Arsenal podcast last night, they said, do you think, though, Eddie Howe will only be there short-term or long-term? And I said, he'll be here long-term because this guy's going to win trophies here and he's going to become the elite manager. And I said, there's no way this guy's only here for the short-term. He wouldn't have signed a long-term contract if he was only here short-term. I mean, John, stats are there for it. Says there, I mean, obviously Kevin Keegan's top that list on 24 and then 23, and then Roy Evans is on 22, the ex-Liverpool manager. But Eddie Howe's on that list now.
Without a shadow of doubt, to you, what you just said there, you just summed it up absolutely perfectly. It's all about coaching. It's all about bringing in young manager. I know when Eddie Howe was appointed, everyone's saying, oh, no, you're big enough for Newcastle United. Who did they expected? Did they expected Carlo Ancelotti? Diego Simeone? He'd be my long-term choice, by the way. You know what I mean? You're not going to get an elite managers yet to come to Newcastle, right? Because we're not at that stage as of yet. But Eddie Howe's come in as a young manager, the right profile. And I know people said that he cannot coach defence, but he can coach defence. The stats are there to see. We've got the best defence in the country. You can see the 11 goals our season. That's down to him. He's coaching players like Joe Linton, Miguel Miron. He turned them from average players into top quality players now, yeah? Eddie Howe, right, will win trophies of us, right? Let's be real, right? And whoever gets him, right, I tell you now, it'll have to be a world record to prize him away from Newcastle United. Because I tell you something now, right? He will not be shifted in Newcastle. He's going to be here winning a trophy. He gets Newcastle United. He understands Newcastle United. And let me tell you something now, right? The players loves playing for Eddie Howe. And you know what? He is going to be here for the long haul. So if England wants to get him some next England's manager, Tony, they can get stuff because they got absolutely no chance of getting this guy. No, everyone's to manage England in the future, but Eddie's made it crystal clear, he wants to be a day-to-day manager. And that club is where you're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Well said. So tonight, guys, I mean, the referee for the game tonight is Andy Madley. So he's the man in the middle tonight. He's had 16 games, all competitions this season, 53 yellow cards and 3 red cards issued. He's assisted by Lee Betts and Ian Hussin. And the fourth official is our old friend, Jared Gillett. He's the fourth official. And the VAR referee is Stuart Atwell, who's come under a lot of criticism from Jurgen Klopp after last night's performance. He said Atwell got everything wrong, apparently, especially the third goal. He says, and VAR just hide behind it and say, the referees made no errors. He says, and that's VAR is typical, hiding behind decisions. And I thought, this is the guy who talks about VAR and everything and saying that VAR's not working, but when it works for him, he never says a word about it.
Exactly.
But then, the guy let himself down as well, Jurgen Klopp, by saying, well, what do you expect? He says, why do you think we lost tonight? Because Brentford had no players at the World Cup. Well, I'm sorry, Jurgen Klopp. Do your research, mate, because Mbeumo played for Cameroon. David Raya was in the Spanish squad, so they were definitely at the World Cup. The guy needs to, I think Aya was with Denmark, wasn't he? So, at the end of the day, he's got to look into it and do his research before he comes out with stupid comments. I mean, do you get his comments, John? I mean, what he said last night, saying that because no Brentford players went to the World Cup, that's why they won.
It's just full of excuses again. I mean, you know what it is, right? I mean, I used to like Jurgen Klopp, right? He's a breath of fresh air. He comes in, right? Plays good football, makes the media laugh, but now he's just one fussy, moaning, sad manager. He really, really is, right? He's getting the ump because Newcastle's got more money. He got the ump because we're above him in the league, right? Good. Let's hope we stay that way, right? Let's hope in February, next month, I hope we beat them. That will make my year. Because I'm telling you now, right? We will beat Liverpool. Right? I'm confident we'll beat Liverpool. I don't Liverpool all that, by the way. Let's be real. They've got players on the wrong side of 30, by the way. I mean, we're not scared of them, right? But Jurgen Klopp needs to shut the heck up now because, to be honest with you, Tony, I'm sick of this guy. And I'll tell you what as well, he's full of excuses. take the defeat on the chin. You weren't good enough on the day. Brentford are better than you. Just admit that. Okay. Stop making excuses. Yeah, because I tell you now, even your own fans are getting sick of it, Jurgen. Do you know what I mean? And I think now it's time to put up, shut up, and his job is now is try and get Liverpool back in the top four. Because I tell you now, as things stands, I don't think they make it this season, mate. Because where they are now in the league, I mean, we're 6 ahead of them, right? We just keep winning games. And you look at the top four now, Tony, I think those are the team now, in my opinion, are going to get Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, he's just full of excuses, Jurgen Klopp, and the guy just needs to actually give credit to the other team. I mean, Brentford had a couple of goals disallowed, but did you see them whinging about it? No, they got on with the game. I mean,
Exactly.
the guy just really needs to just pipe himself down a bit. I mean, where was he why didn't he come out and complain that they got a last minute goal against us then when they shouldn't have got it? You never heard him whinge over that, did you? No, because he won't say nothing about that. But I'll tell you what the problem with Liverpool is, John. And this is the main problem, and people in the chat will probably agree with me, and you'll probably agree, John. Look at the midfield of Liverpool. Look at the age of them players. A lot of them are over 30, John. Milner, Henderson, Fabinho. They're all aging, John, and that's the problem. You haven't got young engines in that midfield. Yes, he's got Harvey Elliott, but other than that, he hasn't really got any younger players in that midfield. And that's why their midfield is so slow. If you watch their games, John, their midfield is very slow. And that is why this season they are losing games left, right, and centre.
Not only that, Tony, they're conceding goals left, right, and centre as well. 3 against Brentford, 3 against Brighton, 2 against Leeds as well. And they conceded quite a few goals as well, by the way. Let's be real, yeah? I mean, the players, they got the wrong side of 30 as well. And I think Jurgen Klopp will realise that, because if he's still there next summer, that's a big, big if, by the way, right? Let's be real. He's going to reshape that midfield. They already got Gakpo as well. They already got him, right? But they want to get younger players in that team as well. But the one thing I'm going to say is, right, they just haven't been good enough. I mean, Virgil van Dijk is not the player that he was yet. I'm not going to lie. And Conte, I like him. But again, he's making mistakes at the back as well. Andy Robertson, right, I think he's brilliant. He really is brilliant, yeah. I keep him. And Trent, I mean, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. Alisson in goal, I mean, I still think he's one of the best keepers in the country, but he's been badly let down by his defence this season. Real talk here. But let's hope Liverpool carry on the way they are. I'm just loving it, Tony. I'm just loving it. They thought they can counter the problems, and we just thrive and strive, Tony.
Exactly, John. Absolutely. I mean,
yes,
we just look after ourselves, but we don't care. We love seeing Liverpool in this dire straits at the moment because, it's and people are seeing it. It's not just us as fans seeing it, John, but everybody else is seeing it. The media are seeing it. The press are, so everybody's seeing it. I'll just go through some comments because we've got a lot of comments to get through. Rolly says, evening, Tony and John. Evening, Rolly. LA Coffee says, good evening, Tony, John, and all. Good evening to you as well. Yeah. LA Coffee says, lots of Liverpool fans are turning on Mr. Teeth. Well, I'm not surprised, to be fair.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Exactly what I've been saying.
Yeah. Paul says, evening, lads. No pressure on us to win tonight, but let's humble all these Gunner fans who seem to think 3 points is a given tonight. Yeah, I mean, the channel I was on last night, the guy said, we'll win 3-1. I said, hang on a minute. I says, our defence is, we've got the best defence in the Premier League. And the only I says, Man City scored 3 against us. I says, what makes you think Arsenal's going to come and score 3 against us? So, I like their optimism, but, well, Ian says, keep Odegaard quiet and we'll do well. Absolutely. I like Coffee says, turned on him for his excuses. Well, that's his own fault. Alan says, I think Isak will play a part. He's not on the bench tonight, unfortunately, Alan. Paul says, Isak's been training for 3 weeks on the bounce. Another Howe keeping his cards close to his chest. Yeah, Eddie Howe's very good at that. Davey says, yeah, Howe's good at that, and I like him keeping his cards close to his chest. Yeah, absolutely. Like the way the media keep asking him about money, and he doesn't tell them anything. He doesn't have to. He ain't seen the teams out yet. Sky Sports haven't said much about the game tonight. All about Liverpool and Mr. Teeth. Tell you what, he's under pressure, isn't he? But the ownership thing as well, because of selling the club, maybe all this is happening. I'm not making excuses for them because that's their club and that's up to them.
Tony, do you know where they send the club, don't you? And Man United as well, because they cannot compete against us. Simple as that. And also, they wanted the European Super League, and they didn't get that.
They're scared, John. They're scared. That's the problem, John. They're scared.
Exactly.
And I always said this: once the takeover come through, we'll start seeing some of this big six fall apart. Liverpool have done it. Tottenham have fell out the top four now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, though, they're not made top four this season, Tottenham. They've got a poor side. I mean, look, at the end of the day, look at their back three. Their back three. Eric Dyer, it should be diabolical for me, right? Let's be real. Lenglet is one of the better defenders, sort of thing. I can't lie. Ben Davis done all right, but for me, he's not world class, yeah? And Emerson Royale, or Chicken Royale, he's not even in the team. But there's two players, I think there's three players this season who stand up for Spurs, right? And that's Bentancur, right? Kulusevski when he does play his back to, and Romero as well. The rest of them, right? I tell you what, I think Conte be off, mate. Conte's done.
He's gone.
Done.
Paul says Longstaff looked really leggy against Leicester and Leeds. Looks like he needs a rest. Yeah, I would have given him a rest tonight if I'm honest with you. Wonder what the fans will think, says Ian. Yeah. Troll says, What is Dobbs on the bench? Get him out as soon as possible, a traitor. Yeah, I mean, he's on the bench. Larissa Darlow for me. Yeah, totally agree.
I feel sorry for Lloris, by the way. I really do. I really do sorry for the lad because at the end of the day, right? I mean, I would have rather had him than Dubaka, by the way. Let's be real.
He's up for sale. That's why he's on the bench, says Davey. Paul says, thought he would put Big Joe in the middle tonight, could do with him in the middle to win the midfield battles. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I wanted Longstaff rested and, Joel says we need Big Joe in the middle and ESM at left wing. Yeah. Howie the lad says, if I was Maxi, I'd leave. We have now coming off the left and he's what we need. Yeah, again, he's probably just going to come on in the second half, isn't he, as a sub if we need him. I hope Newcastle sell Dubs in January, says Alan. I'm sure we will, Alan. Maybe that's why he's on there. When are we getting Gillespie out? He's still on the wage bill. Yeah, he's not even in the 25-man squad. Do you know what? I would just say, let's cut with losses and let him go and, maybe just come to some mutual agreement and let him go. Mm-hmm. Away the lad says, long streak can play junk and still keep in the team. Fortunately, the problem is, obviously, Eddie knows what he's doing, so we've got to trust Eddie on this as well.
Yeah.
But until we start getting better quality midfielders coming into the club, then obviously Longstaff's going to play a lot more. But I think once more quality comes in, you may see Longstaff have a spell on the bench. Joel says, not happy with this, to be fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, understandable. ESM played great against Arsenal last season, did the same against City because they both play a high line. Yeah, absolutely. But maybe he's keeping them for the second half. I don't know. Got 26 watching at the moment, 16 likes. Please smash those likes, guys. It really does help the channel on the algorithms as well. So even if you're only on for a couple of minutes or whatever on your way out, just smash that like. It's free to do, so it won't cost you a penny. Ian says, Longstaff has been playing great for us, but I think he isn't at his peak. Yeah, I mean, he's not the Rafa Benitez type of Longstaff we used to, or is he, though? That's the thing. He's lost a lot under Cabbage Head. Ian says, Arsenal will concede some goals. Yeah, I mean, they were lucky to get away with conceding only 2 because they did concede 3, but it was offside, allegedly. However, the lad says, long streak and Wood too slow and thought out of action. Yeah, I mean, they're in the team. Well, Longstaff is anyway. He's not the best midfielder, but we have a squad player. Yeah, you've got to have an English contingent in your squad anyway, so Longstaff will be there. He's a good squad player to have in your team. But eventually, once we strengthen that midfield department, Longstaff will find it hard to get in the team. Luke says, we have to come out the blocks fast tonight and get them. I think it's going to be a cracking game. 2 to win, 1-0, Willock screamer. Do you know what? That would be fantastic if Willock got the winner against Arsenal. Especially in the last minute as well. Nice shithousery win. Do you know what? That would even be better.
Yeah, that'd be better. That would be.
Remember,
so
guys, but one thing you got to remember is, and this is what I also said on an Arsenal podcast last night as well, what you got to remember is, we went to Spurs back in April and we got hammered 5-1 after being 1-0 up off Spurs. We went there this season and we beat them 2-1. So from losing 5-1 in April to beating them 2-1 in October, look at the turnaround, how quick that's changed from that, losing like that against Tottenham. So, we've got nothing to be afraid of going to Arsenal. Yes, they're top the league, but, they're there to be beaten. Man United's beaten them this season. Albeit that is Old Trafford. Paul says, I bet Real are gutted by letting him go. Yeah, I bet they are. I don't know why they let him go. If our midfield are fast on the ball, then it's going to be a great game. Few players guilty of holding onto it too long and losing it against Leeds. Yeah, I imagine Eddie Howe's probably got into them about all this. He's probably showed them everything. Ian asking about Target. Yeah, he's injured. He's got a heel injury. Paul's in. Hi, Tony and John. Shows on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. Thanks very much, Paul. Thank you for all your support, mate. Absolutely fantastic. And I did see your video, by the way. Cracking video, mate. Are you happy New Year? Luke says, heel problem, the club say. Yeah, I think he's out for nearly the season, isn't he? So let's see what other comments we've got. I like coffee. Why do people think Eddie's here for the short time? I know this is what really annoys me. I mean, how is Eddie supposed to be? How is Eddie supposed to become the league manager if he doesn't get the chance? And the only way you get a chance to become the league manager is if the club give you that chance. That's how Klopp got his chance. That's how Tuchel got his chance. That's how Guardiola got his chance. Guardiola was captain of Barcelona, then moved into management. I mean, that could have been looked at as a huge risk, but look what he's done. Guardiola's come from being a player to manager, like Eddie Howe has, like everybody has. So he's got to be given the chance. I like Coffee says, look at yeah. I mean, Gerrard, he should never have left Rangers.
Tony, that's exactly me point. He's not got a job, has he? Let's be real. And that's what Conte, I said about 5-10 minutes ago. I think he's done at Tottenham. He is done. Because let me tell you something, right? He's not going to get a penny in this transfer window. He won't, because Levy doesn't do it in January. And Conte will find out to his cost. And let me tell you something, right? He is done. Because I tell you now, if Conte goes, Kane will go, Bentancur will go, Concessi will go, and Romero will go. And I tell you what, Spurs are going to be in the doldrums in the next couple of years.
Yeah, Foxy says he's announced. Hiya, Foxy says, got a free bet to use on this game. Who scores? Any player shot on target. Bruno or Joe Linton over 2 tackles. Who bets booked? What you got on, Foxy? We're down to know. Let us know in the chat, mate. Let us know what you've got on, because he says, gets booked. Who gets booked? Yeah. How are the lads? Says shite ref. Yeah, Andy Madley, not a great referee, is he? I mean, let's be honest, but let's hope he helps us out tonight. That's the thing. Teeth moaning again. Shock says, look, yeah, absolutely. Paul saying hi to Dave. He just got back in from sharing for these lovely lads. Thank you very much, Paul. Much appreciated. Davey says you're doing a good job, Paul. Ian says Klopp's got his tactics wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Ben Ackle Marks. Hi, I've just subscribed and support Arsenal 3-0. Thank you for subscribing, mate. And I don't think it'll be it might not be a 3-0 win, Ben, but I think it's going to be an excellent game tonight. It's going to be a cracking game. I'm still holding out for a 1-1 draw. So there you go. Ratson, he says, if we prove sides wrong today, let's remember, though, we've got 30 games left, 15 wins a season to get Champions League. Yeah. Can be done. And Rat says, John, remember, this Liverpool are the club we wish to be. and Klopp has won everything, so we can't knock him. It's his owners they won't spend to fix their problem. What do you say to that, John?
I'm not knocking Jurgen Klopp. He's done fantastic. I said earlier, he's been a breath of fresh air when he first came in. But what I will say, Rat, is he's just constant mourning, making up excuses, right? And that's why they're not been winning much games this season. I've said as well, they're getting lots of goals. They're losing daft games, right? And that is the thing. Like I said, all I'm saying is I'm just being honest. But like I said, opinions are always welcome. But at the end of the day, I respect yours, mate. But I just don't think Klopp's going to be there if he's not going to get backed. But they need a complete overhaul in the summer, especially in the midfield, man.
Yeah, definitely, John. Foxy says Liverpool will return to compete. Just need some additions in the midfield. Everyone making fun of Darwin, but he's getting the right positions at last. He'll come good. Yeah, he's going to take a while from. Sometimes it takes you a season to get used to the Premier League, but so just have to wait and see. Paul says, "Hi, Davey. It'll be easy. I've more shared the show to my friends. Thank you very much, Paul."
Thank you, Paul.
Sefton's in. Come on, you matey Mags. Yeah, come on, Sefton. Sefton's got a 2-1 bet on Newcastle winning. That says, John, Jota and Diaz are out. Nunes has flopped, and since Wijnaldum they've been weaker.
Do you
agree with that?
Really? That's a fair shout. I think Jota is a miss, a really miss, because you can have Danielson up front. Diaz, we know what he's all about. He can score goals from anywhere. And like I said as well, and Nunes will come good. I mean, yes, he's missing some daft chances. The one against Brentford when it was that open goal, unbelievable again. But they come good. I would come good, but I think, let's be real, I still think we'll beat him in February. I really do. I feel confident.
Yeah. Davey says, John sound like Keegan, lol. I'm just loving it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if we beat him tonight, I will definitely loving it.
Native Knee Gavin says, Klopp seriously going down in my estimations. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are just going off Klopp now. How are the lads? Klopp went down my estimation when he likened people not having the death jab to a drink driver. That Nazi apple never fell over from the Nazi. Yeah, I see what you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Agree.
Native Knee Gavin, hoping we make them look ordinary again like we did last time. Hoping they'll crumble. Yeah. Absolutely.
That would be fantastic. Really. That would be brilliant if we do it again.
Andrew says, I'll tell you what is under pressure, Tony Klopp's gums. Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant, isn't it? Rat says, Liverpool's injuries, John. Liverpool are the highest income club out there. They have a massive commercial deal, 38 of them. They're not skint.
I did say they were skint. They have got money and they will compete. They got money to spend. They sure they have. I'm sure they got money to spend, man. And they buy players at the right time. They're not going to buy players who's going to be over 25, 26. Their model is to buy players cheap. Well, not cheap, but players young, under 25, and for a good resale value. So I'm sure Liverpool, like Foxy said, they will compete again. And I think they will sort it out in the summer.
Ali Coffee says, when was the last time Liverpool missed out on the top four? That's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah.
It has. Wow.
Somebody in the chat will probably come up with an answer, no doubt. Knight says, didn't know this was an Indiana Jones show tonight. Yeah, I know. I don't know where it came from, to be honest, Knight. Ali Coffee says, and Klopp said they can't financially compete with Brentford, lol. Do you know what? Brentford aren't a bad side at home. Remember, they beat Man United 4-0 down there. But did you... Eric Ten Hag. Make excuses? No. And that's not because I'm defending him, by the way, but you didn't hear any excuses from him. He said, Man U were poor that day. It's just...
Quite right.
Klopp makes excuses. When they played Fulham at the beginning of the season, they were 2-0 down. They come back to 2-2 Liverpool. Klopp blamed the pitch at Fulham for it as well. So... a brand new laid pitch at Fulham, and he said the pitch was crumbling. That's why Liverpool couldn't get a win. The guy can't give credit to other teams. That's the problem, and it's a shame he can't. Foxy says, great to see Liverpool struggling. but not naive enough to think they are finished. Look at the front line when everyone's fit. It's pretty outrageous. They have an age in midfield, which is the issue. Yeah, exactly what I said, Foxy. It's the midfield, the issue. They need some young blood in there. Aaron's on the Man City. Hi, lads. Come on, Newcastle. Need you to win, even if you... Yeah, we will do, mate. I'm sure we'll try anyway. Even if you go ahead of us for 2 days. I'm sure we will. We'll try our best anyway, mate. That's for sure. That says, Tony, to be a squad player, it means you can come on and affect the game. Longstaff can't pass or shoot. Yeah, but then if he was a squad player and on just to have things in the midfield, then that's not his game to go around shooting, is it? So, Alan says, when we thrash Liverpool at St James, Klopp will be sacked, hopefully. Yeah, I love it, Alan. I love it. Yeah, well said, mate.
Got some breaking news as well. I mean, I know it's in League One, but I can see that Steve Bruce for the Portsmouth job after Danny Cowley has been sacked by Portsmouth, which I'm very, very shocked. Yes, very shocked.
Wow. So they're lining Bruce up for the job, are they?
Well, according to now.
Oh.
But I can't see it.
Alan McMurray says, evening guys, let's hope for a win tonight, but I'll take a 1-1 right now. That's what my prediction is, Alan. 1-1, mate. Nell says, evening lads, good luck the night and brilliant show last night. Tony on Luca's channel, Luca RFC. Yeah, thanks. Me and Pete Proudlook were on there last night on the preview. Nell says, great show with you yesterday, John. Enjoyed it yourself. Lottie. Can't remember who else was on, but I know I saw the guy before on your channel before, John. I think he means Rowley. Yeah.
Yeah, Rowley.
Rowley's in the chat tonight. If he's Nell says, any news on who's being linked with Newcastle? Anything coming out from Keith Downey, the Scottish reporter? No, I mean, there was... The story that's going around today is apparently we're looking at this guy, obviously Tillemans, and also Eddie Howe also wants... Casido from Brighton as well. That's immediate. That's newspaper reports. Take it whichever way you want to do it. I mean, I take them with a pinch of salt until it's actually that person's in a black and white shirt standing at St James's Park. But do you know what? We don't mind. I love the speculation. It's absolutely brilliant.
I do.
Bring it on. We'll probably be linked with 1,000 players this month, but you know what? Who cares? We'll buy the right players, that's for sure. So, yeah. Nell says, oh, God, not Marin. I was hoping for someone like John Moss or Michael Oliver, Paul Tierney, or the Yorkshire guy who was on the VAR. Yeah, we can't have Michael Oliver, unfortunately. He's a Newcastle fan. Definitely not.
Nice.
I would love him against Liverpool because that would definitely stir Klopp up. Alec Coffee says, I still think Liverpool are missing Sadio Mane. Yeah, I think they are.
100%.
Nell says, is it true, Ronaldo, there's a clause in the deal in his club that Saudi he can join Newcastle unknown if Newcastle finish top 4? Well, I've seen a report from Ronaldo today, and apparently he said he's done with Europe now. He's finished, and now he's concentrating on his career in Saudi Arabia. He's done what he's wanted in Europe. He's won the trophies. He's now moving on in the Middle East. So that may answer the question that there isn't a clause and that he's not interested in coming back to Europe now. So I don't know if you heard that, John, but that's what he said.
I tell you what, that was absolutely, for me, it's ludicrous. I mean, that was never going to happen. There's no way that Ronaldo was ever going to come to Newcastle. The guy's 38. And, excuse me, I think his legs is gone as well, by the way. He's just not the same player. I can't lie. But one thing I'm going to say, right, Newcastle, and I said it before, they're going to go for players under 25 with a resale value. Yeah, I'd rather take Matthias Fansa than Ronaldo, to be fair.
Yeah. And also, apparently, they've said Newcastle have got no interest in Jorginho. One, they think he's too slow because he won't have the pace to keep up with our pressing and intensity game. And two, his wages as well. So there you go.
Exactly. I wouldn't have. He's good in the past because I watched him when he was at Napoli, and he was really, really good. But unfortunately, he's 31. He's been great in the past, but for me now, I think you're right. He's so slow. I think he ended up going back to Napoli in the summer.
Yeah. Bias says, you're all giving Arsenal too much respect. Newcastle win 4-0. Alan says, I'll take a draw tonight. Botman is due a goal. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, Klopp is a classless. Yeah, we know exactly what you mean.
Exactly.
Kelsey says, can you imagine if you win tonight, then Luca will return to ranting, as it's been a while since Arsenal kept on winning games in this moment in time. And he says, I love EFTV and guys like Lee Gunner and Co. They see it and tell it how it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If we upset the Arsenal tonight, you know what? I absolutely love it because we're upsetting another top 6 club. That's why. Or a so-called big 6. Sefton says, we got Bruno in the middle, got my lad Brooks £1 away win on. This will buy me fish and chips if we win. Just £1? How much did you get back for that? Because fish and chips is expensive, so if you don't get more than £7, then you're not going to be buying fish and chips, Sefton. You may be buying sausage and chips or fish cake and chips. Andrew says, Klopp out, cabbage heat in. Now, do you know what? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Liverpool taking Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce for the Portsmouth job.
Fantastic. That would be brilliant. That would be massive, massive news that happened, but that ain't going to happen anytime soon. No way. Not a chance. And he also played for United as well, so I think that will not go down well at Liverpool. Nah.
Andrew says, success doesn't last forever. Scrumpool think they have a divine right to win all the time. Deluded. Yeah. Neil says, thoughts on Martin Dubravka return from his loan at Man U. I think he's coming back to be sold, if I'm honest. I don't think we're going to keep him. I'm surprised he's got into the team tonight. Maybe the players aren't going to make a fuss over it. Maybe they're just going to wait till he's sold and then, but that's probably why he's sitting on the bench tonight, just to be sold. Shop window. Neil says, Danny Cowley was the same guy that was a brilliant cup run for Lincoln and then lost Arsenal the last 8. Yeah, he was. They went to Huddersfield and didn't do very well. Would you take Maddison? Yeah, I'll take Maddison all day. Yeah. Remember, the reason why Leicester won a lot of money for Maddison, it's not because they want to sell him at a lot of money. It's because once they sell him, Norwich then get a 15% sell-on clause from that. So if we buy him for 60 million, they have then got to give Norwich straight away £15 million to say, there you go, there's your money from your 15% sell-on clause. So, yeah. So that's why they're looking for a lot of money, because they've got to pay Norwich out as well. So it's not a case of like, oh, we'll sell him for like 40 million. And plus Norwich will be thinking, come on, Leicester, get the price up, get them sold, because the more they sell them for, the more Norwich get. And
absolutely.
That's what it's all about. It's business at the end of the day.
It's all about money. It's all about the money, and that's all it is.
Davey says, run a dealio if we qualify for the Champions League. Yeah, he's in retirement, isn't he? Andrew says, I want Bellingham, nothing less. I would love Bellingham, but I can't see it. And he definitely won't be going to Liverpool, that's for sure. Davey says, good idea. If buy a few clubs and loan us players, and then we can't afford. Aaron says, sorry, but Jude's coming to City. It will be the best mate, Erling Haaland, says Andrew. He's praying for Real Madrid, apparently. Paul says, House just said on Sky News the Ronaldo loan is bollocks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we knew that. I mean, there was no way that was going to happen, is it? But
never,
not at all. But yeah, so we shall wait and see. Guys, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does send the channel to search results, helps in the algorithms. And if you haven't liked the show yet and you're on, please click the like button or do it on your way out. Free to do so. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed before. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow. And also bell notification tells you when we're live, have a pre-recorded video or any upcoming shows as well. So guys, we're coming to the end of the show because obviously we all want to get off and watch the football. So my prediction is a draw 1-1. What's your prediction, John, before we go?
It'll be a draw. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. And finally, John, would you like to tell everybody where they can find you?
Definitely, man. Thank you so much indeed for having us on, Tony, and everyone in the chat.
No problem.
And if you look on me, I've got my socials, got Twitch, Facebook, and also got YouTube, as you know, it's John Sinclair TV. And if you'd like to go on Insta, it's John Sinclair 50. Not bothered about Insta, by the way. If you can, great. If not, just go on to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. There you go, just on there, John Sinclair TV along there. And if you'd like to go on John_NEFC 42, and that is my Twitter handle. So please give us a follow, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be on the road to 5,000. I'm hoping to get that in the next 2 months or so. If I do that, I'll be over the moon. So yeah, please help us get the 5K.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much, John. Yeah, and if you'd like to follow me, I'm on down there, TonyTony31 on Twitter. Give me a follow, I'll follow you back. Also, you're on my channel, so it's all Black and White TV. Please give it a like and a subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also, feel free to share the channel on any socials that you want. Any shows that you want to share, just put them out there. And the channel's grown day by day, which is absolutely fantastic. Wouldn't have a channel without everybody who comes on in the chat and everybody who comes on the show as well and joins me live in the studio. So wouldn't have a channel without you guys. I do really appreciate each and every one of you who've subscribed so far and who comes on and takes part as well. It really is appreciated. Couple of comments here. John Foxy says I'm going 2-0. I'm hoping we get an early goal, defend the lead, and then hit them with a late on in the second half for the second goal. Probably ESM or Murphy scoring off the bench. I like your thinking, Foxy. Alan says, great show, lads. Thank you very much, Alan. Take care, mate. Aaron says, see you later, lads. Take care. Big up both. Thanks, Aaron. Cheers, mate.
Big up, lads.
Andrew says, good show. Cheers, lads. How are you, the lads? 3-1. The need. Willick first. Yeah, absolutely. 3-1 the need, he says. Yeah, absolutely. Remember when we went down there and won 3-1 when Robert scored, and that was at Ivory, wasn't it? But yeah. But no, I mean, it's been a cracking show tonight, guys. And yeah, just remember, the only way is up. And that's the only way this club is going. As Yazoo and the Plastic Population sang in the 80s, the only way is up. And it is for Newcastle. And on that note, we're off now. I'll see you later, guys. And take care. Bye-bye for now.